guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kagam. Okay, today we're doing luxury deadly sins for 2023 that we are all going to be avoiding this year. So this is meant to be tongue-in-cheek and entertainment, but I'm pretty serious about each and every one of them, actually, to be fair. So make sure that you watch all the way until the end, because I think you're going to enjoy today's video. So we're going to go through the deadliest sins of luxury shopping and the things that you should not be doing, and then we'll quickly talk about the things that you should be doing. So let's start off with the first deadliest sin for 2023. The first one is and a lot of these are like about the big H shopping community, but a lot of them are about also shopping at Chanel and Louis Vuitton and other places. Comparing offers, that's the first like deadly sin. Comparing offers with other people. So for example, if I score in Paris when I go, you comparing yourself to me thinking, oh well, she didn't pick up as many items as me, and she's got a better offer than me, or I didn't like show as much loyalty as she did and I got better offers than her. I don't think that is a healthy way of shopping at the brand. I remember once someone left a really critical comment about my bait videos and my views on Hermes by saying, you know, you're not, they were basically saying I wasn't empathetic to the people who have been like showing a lot of loyalty at the brand and don't have quota offers, and empathetic about what people have like shown in terms of loyalty, because I haven't shopped as much at the brand compared to other people. You see, again, comparison is the thief of joy. Just because you don't think I have picked as many things up compared to someone else doesn't mean that I don't shop at the brand and I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I think when it pertains to comparing offers, you shouldn't compare offers or people's shopping situations, because you don't know how much loyalty people are showing at the brand, and you simply don't know unless people say. On my channel with the Birkin bait videos that I do, I will always like pretty much like when people send me their lists, I'll always ask them for their permission, of course, but I always say, look, please be transparent. There's some bait videos I haven't shared because people don't want to be transparent. I remember once I was talking to one of my viewers who didn't even want to tell me what bag like size she got. She just wanted to say Kelly, and I was like, look, you know, Kelly can be many things, honey. It can be the Kelly Pochette, it can be the mini Kelly, it can be the Kelly 32, it can be the Kelly 28. I mean, there are lots of different Kellys, right? So when people want to compare offers, I think it's a very toxic, unhealthy way of looking at the game, because like I said, you don't know how much loyalty people are showing across the board. Generally speaking, what I have found through filming all of these videos, chatting to so many of you, and even my own experience when I went in December 2021 and January 2022, is basically every single person is shopping at the brand. Even the people who try and minimize their loyalty, everyone is picking up items. And what happens is that people compare their offers because people want to seem like they are special and different and don't have to do as much work as other people. At the end of the day, Big H is still putting her wig on, honey, and taking everyone's money, okay, and flying away on Pegasus with everyone's money. So I don't really get the whole point of trying to compare who doesn't have to show as much loyalty. If you shop at Big H, you have picked up other items. So I really don't understand that. And the comparing thing, which I find so odd and strange. Don't compare your office or your shopping situation to anyone else. When I go to Paris this time around, don't compare yourself to me. You don't know what I'm going to experience when I go there. I don't know what I'm going to experience when I go there. I have an idea of the bait that I want to buy, but I don't know exactly how many baits and bits and bobs I'm going to be picking up when I go there. So don't compare yourself to me or to anyone else, because you're not in that person's shoes in terms of loyalty. You don't know how much loyalty that person's going to show. I could go there and change my mind and decide not to show any loyalty and maybe pick up a few bits and bobs. But more than likely, I'm going to show significant loyalty because I would like to get an offer, okay? The next deadly sin is gatekeeping information. Glamazons don't gatekeep, honey. So if you're a gatekeeper and you're watching this channel, you're not a Glamazon, please just go away and leave us alone. The gatekeeping of information is super annoying in the luxury space. Oddly enough, there's a lot of gatekeeping when it pertains to Louis Vuitton, believe it or not, and of course the ponytail, aka Hermes. There's a lot of gatekeeping of information. I want to give a really good example of what gatekeeping is and what gatekeeping isn't, okay? Gatekeeping is withholding really important material information about luxury shopping that you know could help someone else, but you don't want to share the information for your own reasons. Maybe you don't want more competition at the boutique because there's so many new people now shopping at all of these brands. And maybe you feel like, okay, I don't want all of this new competition, so I'm not going to share that information, or you only want it to be very few people who are shopping at the brand. Gatekeeping is something like this. If I go to Paris, okay, and I score BKC, but I don't show my bait, that is a form of gatekeeping, because we all know that that you have to show loyalty to score at Big H across the board. Another form of gatekeeping would be me going to Paris, picking up items, but not telling you the categories I shopped in, but saying, hey guys, I picked up items, but I don't want to share the things that I picked up. I don't want to tell you what I picked up. We're not even talking about how much things are, because, I mean, we're all clever here. You can just go on the Big H website and see how much things are. Withholding really important information because you don't want other people to be successful at the store, that is a form of gatekeeping. If you want to maintain your privacy, for sure, honey, there's no problem at all. But then don't be part of, don't be part of Facebook groups then. Don't be part of TikToks and Instagrams where people talk about Hermes and people show like unboxings from Big H. Don't be part of forums. Don't come on this YouTube channel to boast about your offers, but you don't want to share. I used to get that a lot. I used to get people who would come on here and gatekeep information. I remember there was this one person who would always comment on my channel. Person doesn't comment anymore because I would always ask a lot of questions, and it's good. I don't want this person to comment because you're not a Glamazon, honey. The person would always say, the person would always say like the most coveted bag that they got and they didn't have to pick up any items. And before you're like, you're jealous, I'm not jealous, honey, not jealous of anything, sweetheart. I'm not triggered, okay? I'm a Versace, Cartier, and Louis Vuitton girl. You get me, okay? I'm not triggered, I'm not worried. And the person would always say how they would get these really coveted offers and they didn't have to pick up items. I remember once seeing the person saying how the store manager like approved their request for a really coveted quota bag, like a bag which even in the UK, you would have to put down loyalty-based items to score it. And I was like, wow, you must be so special, you must be like so different. So like, what other things did you buy? And what other things do you like from Big H? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, but I do pick up items that I love from homewares. Oh yeah, I do pick up items that I love, from gold jewelry. I wonder why, the store manager loves you so much. So there's a lot of that where everyone wants to talk about the mini Kelly or the Kelly pochette or the Birkin 25, the Kelly 25 that they scored, but no one wants to talk about other base items that they picked up. It's super disingenuous and it's not cool to do that on social media. If you don't want to share that information, that's cool. Don't come on social media, in my opinion, honey. A Glamazon does not come on social media to boast about offers, but you don't want to share information with other people. I've learned so much about the Big H shopping space since I came back last year. I learned so much. I've spoken to so many people as well, and even my own experiences when I was there. I was shook to my core last year because what people had said on social media was not what was happening in the boutique on the left bank of Paris, the mothership store, and the boutique close to the Champs-Elysees. They were absolutely brand, so competitive. I remember seeing this woman at George Sank. I will never forget it, okay? I will never forget this ever in my life. And it's like burned in my brain. I saw this woman get shut down by an essay, okay? It was like Microsoft Windows, honey, the computer is shutting down, and she was like impeccably dressed. She looked so amazing and she looked so chic, so polished, and she was asking really nicely if there was an opportunity to get a leather appointment, and it was a conversation in French. Okay, it was in French, so I understood the whole thing from start to finish, and the person was a French speaking client, and I'm pretty sure she was Parisian just based off the way her French sounded, and she was shut down, honey. I was like, that's when I was shook to my core, like local clients being shut down. But then when you go on the social media, everyone says, oh, just go and click with the SA, go be friends with the SA, go make the SA like you. Okay, so go suck up and brown nose to score a leather handbag. So as you can see, the situation, particularly shopping at Hermes, has created this like frenzy in terms of the information shared, the way people share information, the way people connect as well when it pertains to shopping at the brand. So let's not gatekeep information. I remember the experience at George Sanker's was what showed me that what people were saying wasn't accurate. Like once you are actually there and you see all the competition that is in the boutique, there is so much competition, everyone is trying to score bags. This idea that you can walk in there, maybe you'll be lucky, but it's very, very, very rare. Most people are picking up items and showing loyalty and have profiles and building profiles and then are scoring, unless they win the lottery. So I think it's just super important for us not to gatekeep information. Now, the only exception to this is the sharing of SA info across the board. I'm going to say across the board, honestly. The next deadliest sin is, like I said here, sharing SA info, particularly at the ponytail. Now, this is the only exception. I'm going to explain why it's an exception. If you share your big H SA contact information with first of all, people who you don't know, or people who you know casually, unless you know that person's financial situation, you could really be putting your situation at the brand in jeopardy. Because if the person doesn't show as much loyalty as you, I do think it makes you look really bad. Don't forget that the situation at Big H is so competitive for bags at the moment that even SAs right now, many SAs are not responding to emails and texts. A lot of you have told me, oh, my SA doesn't respond to me anymore. I'm not surprised. They just have too much clientele. There's too much demand for the Birkin, Kelly and Constance bags. I think sharing SA contact information, it's not about creating competition. I think it's also about the way it makes you look at the boutique. If you refer a friend who doesn't pick up any other items, you will look like you have bad judgment. I don't think that you should do that. I don't think it is a good idea. Keep that private, because I feel like also there are issues about privacy as well. What if you share your big H SA contact info with a friend and your friend gets better offers than you? It will create tension, it will create stress. Another thing, don't go to Paris with friends as well. Some of you have done that, a bunch of you have told me you've done that. Yeah, don't do that, okay? Don't go with friends, because I think, again, like I said, it becomes stressful and it's human nature. I'm a human being too. I think if I went with a friend and we were both trying to score bags at the same time, I feel like it would get really stressful. If my friend scored and I didn't, that would be stressful. There's no question about it, especially for me because there's no Hermes in Africa. The next deadliest sin is crying or getting angry in the boutique. I mean, it goes without saying, but I feel like I need to say this. No one should be crying at any luxury boutique. Big H, big LV, big C, big Gucci, honey, Dior, Cartier. You should not be crying in the store because you didn't get your way. It doesn't matter what it's about. You really shouldn't be crying or getting angry or raising your voice to the SA. I was filming another video, but I scrapped it because I didn't like some of the points that I was making. But one of the points makes sense for this portion of the video. I must say, in my experience in business and in my experience in retail, when I was running my own retail boutique, the clients who spent the most money were the least stressful for my team and frankly for me to deal with. The people who spent the least money were the most demanding clients. So take that to mean whatever you will. Generally speaking, speaking, I have found that to be true. Like in my business career, the people who spend the most are the least demanding. The people who spend the least are the most demanding of clients' time. Again, we've seen this on social media, people being very demanding for bags, people harassing, essays, for bags at, Hermes and all these other brands and stuff like that. You really need to take it easy. If you find yourself getting upset where you want to cry in the boutique, you want to get angry, you want to shout at an essay, you should take a break from luxury shopping. It's luxury, it's meant to be fun, it's not meant to stress you out or make you sad or make you upset. Another deadly sin which a lot of people keep doing, and I see this in all of the dragging reviews, is people keep making assumptions about essays' finances. Do not make any assumptions about people who work at retail. Again, because I have experience in this sector, you'll be surprised how much money people who work in shops can make. You'll be very surprised, honey. Just because someone works for a luxury retailer does not mean that they do not have any money. You'll be really surprised. A lot of essays who work luxury retail, particularly those who work in very busy stores, can break more than 6 figures a year, absolutely, and can make more than 6 figures a year easily based off wages and commissions. So in a lot of these dragging reviews, people will be like, oh, that person works commission. They should, be happy that I'm shopping with them. They don't care, honey, because they have a lot of money themselves. Not every brand is different. Some brands pay very well, other brands don't pay well. But if someone who's very good at their job, who works in luxury retail, can do very well. So don't think that because someone is an SA that they don't have any money or anything like that. A lot of luxury SAs are doing very, very, very well. So if you come into the boutique with that attitude, like the person needs to bow down to you because they work retail, you're gonna get that attitude right back, honey. And I've seen that in a lot of the dragging reviews. And I must say, there are like a few essays from different luxury brands who follow me. Hey guys, I see you guys follow me on Instagram, that's cool. And I've looked at like their profiles and they're living well. So don't make assumptions about luxury essays. It really can come across very ignorant and can show that you don't really know a lot about that market and this business. Anyone who has worked retail or has a retail business knows that people who know how to sell and to sell very well can do very well for themselves. So don't make any assumptions about people because you simply don't know the person's background. There are other people who are luxury essays and are like trust fund kids and just love high-end fashion and come from like loaded families where working at the local big H boutique or working at Chanel is like something fun for them to do. So don't make any assumptions about the people that work in these boutiques. Just treat them as any other human being that you would treat. If you want good treatment, you need to treat other people well if you expect people to treat you well, and that is something which I think is super important when it pertains to luxury shopping at these brands. Another deadly sin is I know you guys gonna be annoyed at me because I'm coming hard for the big H community today, because the big H community, honey, is really driving me crazy. Stop minimizing your loyalty at big H. I think what I'll do at some point this year, maybe because I have a bunch of trips planned for the first quarter of the year, maybe at the end of the year or in the middle of the year, I'll go through which brand received the most loyalty from me. But one of the deadliest sins, I think, as well, of luxury shopping is minimizing like how much you should spend at these brands. I don't really understand this whole thing of minimizing loyalty, but coming onto social media to discuss these houses or to talk about all the things that you've purchased, but you want to minimize loyalty. Some of you are VIPs at some of these brands and all of these brands. Some of you would like to build your profile at these brands. If you want to build your profile at Big H, you're going to be picking up items, you're going to be buying things. Same thing at Louis Vuitton, same thing at Chanel. And same thing at Louis Vuitton and Cartier. So if you want to build your profile, you're going to have to show loyalty. There's nothing wrong with showing loyalty and being a good, loyal client of these brands. I think this is more of an issue of women feeling insecure about being being proud or happy about the fact that they can show loyalty. I don't really see this in the like luxury men's community, because you guys, you know, I love cars. I love cars. I'm very like involved in a lot of like car groups and stuff as well on Facebook, and I'm also getting into watches now. In the car and watch communities, you will never see anyone minimizing what they spend. You'll never see men talking down on the loyalty that they have shown at different car brands or at different watch brands. But for whatever reason, women tend to do this a lot for fashion houses. It's seen as like not cool to like be a big spender. For whatever reason, people want to come across like, oh, I don't, you know, really buy anything, but I'm treated the same as a VIP. Sorry, boo-boo, you are not treated the same as a VIP if you don't pick up as many items as that person, and you shouldn't. I don't think it's fair. And I do think like one thing I must say, like particularly about Big H, and I think Big H does this, while I don't feel like, I feel like that VIPs are happier at other brands like Dior and Chanel and Louis Vuitton, I must say, I do think that Big H does a good job of making their VIPs feel very seen with a certain bag. So like the Kelly doll, you can't get that bag unless you're a big spender at the brand. End of. You can't get the Picnic Mini Kelly unless you spend big at the house. Same thing. You know, there's certain bags you can't get the Himalayan if you're not a big spender. So I think things like that Big H do is really, really important. If Big H offers the Kelly doll to an influencer who hasn't shown loyalty, yeah, that's going to make people really upset. I don't really get upset about influencers getting like Kelly 25, back in 25, Mini Kelly. But if yeah, true. If it's like an influencer who gets the Kelly doll and they haven't picked up an item, yeah, that's going to make people really, really upset, and that's going to get people's backs up. So I think another, like I said, one of those deadly sins is minimizing loyalty and being acting ashamed of showing loyalty or whatever. We're not going to do that this year, not on this channel, okay? And I will put my foot forward and say, I'm just going to say it now, I'll say it publicly now. So I want to tell you the brands that I'm going to be focusing on this year. So from now until the end of December, these are the brands that are going to receive the majority of my loyalty when I go traveling and through orders when I'm in Tanzania. Versace has already been receiving my loyalty, honey. She's already been getting some of my loyalty, but she's going to get more of it. So Versace, Cartier, Louis Vuitton, Big Gucci, okay, and Bulgari. Now, something ties all of those brands together. There should be something that ties all of those brands together. Guess what? They're all in Africa, honey. They all have boutiques. They all have boutiques in South Africa. I'm going to be showing more loyalty to brands that are in my motherland, my continent, Africa, and that's really important to me. Big H, honey, your ponytail is not here, so you're not going to be getting a lot of my loyalty, honey. Big C, honey, you're not here. Your double C's aren't here. You're not going to be getting my loyalty. Dior, you're not here. You're not going to be getting my loyalty. Okay, and Dior isn't in sub-Saharan Africa. I believe that there is a franchise, I believe, in Morocco, but it really needs to be in sub-Saharan Africa. So I will be shopping mainly. Mainly at those 5 brands this year, and we'll see how I get on at each of those 5 brands, and I will keep you updated on my shopping experience and my loyalty building experience, and I'll be public about it. So like I said, Versace, Cartier, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Bulgari. And we'll see how I get on this year, and I will definitely tell you how much loyalty I've shown at every single one of those brands. At the end of the year, I will tell you the total amount of loyalty. Even when I go to Paris, even when I go to Paris, I will tell you the total amount of loyalty as well that I've shown Big H and Big C. I think it's important because we have got to get out of this thing of where people feel the need to hide all the loyalty that they show at the brand. It's incredibly strange and very odd behavior. Glamazons, honey, don't do that. Leopards don't do that. So let's start today. Now, let's start from you guys as well. I'd love for you to tell me in the comments. I promise I'm not trolling for engagement. I know people think YouTube is always trolling for engagement when people say this, but drop me a comment below and tell me the brands that you are going to be showing loyalty to. Tell me in the comments the brands that are going to be getting your loyalty this year. I would love to hear which brands are getting your loyalty and how you plan on building your loyalty this year. I would love to know. I think it's really important for us to talk about loyalty and showing loyalty and building strong profiles across brands, because this really creepy obsession in the Big H community of coming across like, oh, I'm so special and I only bought a lip oil this whole year and I was offered, you know, the Picnic Mini Kelly and I was offered the Shadow Birkin and I only bought a lip oil. It's absolutely exhausting, and it's the one part of the Big H community that I find particularly annoying and irritating, and frankly, it's just a load of bollocks, because we all know that is not true. So let's normalize this year being upfront about loyalty and being, you know, proud to say, hey, I like this brand, I'm going to show loyalty here. I like this brand, I'm going to show loyalty here. Instead of hiding loyalty away and making it seem like you're not a loyal client, but you actually are very loyal. So let's make sure that we do that. What are your luxury deadly sins, and what are your opinions on the luxury scene at the moment? And what do you guys think about the deadly sins that I had mentioned? I would love to know what you think, and what are your plans for luxury shopping this year. I have a lot of bait videos coming. I think I have a bunch of them coming next week, and I have some Louis Vuitton previews as well we need to get through. I have so many trips planned. They're like new mystery locations that are being added between me and my husband. There are a lot of trips coming in this first quarter of the year. I just feel like if you love travel content, you're going to really love like all the trips I'm going to be doing between now and the end of April. So I would really, really love if you would subscribe and hit notifications, and also go follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram like sooner rather than later, so please go help me go do that. Go follow me on Haya Glamazon Luxe. Haya Glamazon is my personal page where I post like random stories about things which I find funny, and my husband's like, they're not actually funny, you're not funny, you think you're so funny. And I sometimes like I actually am screaming so hard, I'm crying laughing, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally screaming, this is the funniest thing ever, and he's like, it's not funny. So go follow my actual luxury page, because I'm just terrified that I'll post things that people will think is not funny. So it's Haya Glamazon Luxe on Instagram and TikTok, and of course go join my Facebook group, it's linked below, and go join my email newsletter as well, because the newsletter I think is going out next week. There's something really cool happening next week, so make sure that you stay tuned. If you sign up to the email newsletter, you will know before everyone else. I'm not going to tell anyone, don't bother asking me, I'll be like, nope, not telling you. Go join the email newsletter, because people who are subscribed to the email newsletter will know before everyone else, okay? So please make sure that you go and yeah, do that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the weekend in my next video.